No time for self-care and the kids, work and household chores are taking over? Come and join me in this quick practice and start your day feeling a little bit more energized. If you are new to my channel, I'm Leah from Lakora Yoga and I help people stay consistent in their practice. I help you with your flexibility goals and motivation to help you keep coming back to the mat. So if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button and let's begin class. Okay, so let's come to a comfortable seated position. We're going to take our right ear down to our right shoulder. So if you've had a stressful morning with the kids or anything, we can build up a little bit of tension in the neck and shoulders. So just stretch out the left side. Then roll your head downwards and over to the other side. So left ear to left shoulder. Just hold it there for a second. Maybe even close down the eyes. Roll it back to the front. Back around to the other side and back to the left and back to the center, and then let's pick our head back up. Okay, so let's bring the right hand down to the ground. Left hand's going to reach up and over, a little bit of a side stretch all down the left side here. Make sure that your sit bones, so your bum cheeks, are still flat on the ground, and reach up and over. Just feel a nice stretch all down the left side of the body. Big inhale, sigh it out the mouth. Big exhale, let some of that tension go. And then keeping that side bend, take your left hand, place it next to your right, so now your torso is facing the ground. Walk your hands to the front. Take a moment here, relax the head down. And then walk your hands over to the left. Left hand stays on the ground. Right hand reaches up. And now feel that side stretch all down the right side of the body. Release the shoulders away from the ears. Make sure both your sit bones are flat on the ground. Big inhale and sigh it out. Let it go. Bring both hands up to the sky. Exhale, release them down to the sides. Okay, let's come over onto all fours. You can always grab a blanket or cushions for your knees here if you're on a hard floor like myself. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Let's take a couple of cat-cows. Inhale, stick the bum out, drop the belly down, look forward. Feel that stretch across your belly. Exhale, push the mat away, round the back, tuck the tailbone. Look backwards towards your belly button. Inhale, shoulder blades come together, belly arches downwards. Exhale, reverse, push the mat away. Suck that belly button in. Inhale, down. Exhale, reverse. Let's come back to neutral. Take the hands out a little bit further than the shoulders. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. So lift your knees off the ground, push your belly back towards your thighs and lift your hips up to the sky. So as we try to lift the hips up here, you should notice a little bit more length coming through the spine. So it's really like you're trying to push your head and your chest through your shoulders towards your legs. Keep a bend in the knees here. Straighten one leg. Take an inhale and an exhale. And then rebend and take the other leg straight. Inhale and an exhale. Then bend both knees, look towards your hands. Take little steps until you come into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Feet hips distance apart, slight bend in the knees, upper body is folded over. Inhale, halfway lift, so straighten the legs, straighten the spine. Exhale, fold forward, slight bend of the knees. Inhale, bring the hands out around to the side, come all the way up to standing. Hands carry on reaching up above your head. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, forward fold, dive it forward. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten the legs, straighten the spine. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Bend your knees as much as you can so you can plant the fingertips. Put most of your weight in your left foot, pick up the right, step the right foot as far back as you can, then lower the right knee. Coming into your low lunge. Now, if you struggle to get that foot back doing that, that's fine. Come onto all fours and get it back that way. Lengthen through the spine here. So looking forward, opening the chest. You're trying not to round the back too much. Sink those hips down. And then slowly walk your hands back. And as you do, start to straighten that left leg. Maybe toes point up towards the ceiling. Now, what can sometimes happen here is the left hip will come forward. So try to pull your left hip backwards, right hip forward. Make sure that your hips are still parallel to the front of your mat. Just feel that stretch down the back of the left leg. It doesn't matter if your leg doesn't straighten here, as long as you're feeling something, then that's fine. Let's re-bend into that left leg, plant the right hand down on the ground. Left hand is gonna reach up towards the ceiling. Open that heart. Breathe into the chest. Left hand comes back down to frame the left foot. Left knee steps back to meet the right. Hover over your hands, lower down chin and chest, come down onto your belly. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, open the chest slightly. Exhale, lower your head. Push back up onto your knees, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Now that is called a vinyasa, when we flow through onto our belly into cobra and then back to down dog. If you're unsure on how to do that, I will put a link in the description below so you can check out the sun salutation video. Let's bring your feet together at the back of the mat. Let's lift the right leg up high behind, toes are pointing downwards. Bend the right knee. Come forward as if you're going to come into plank, so your shoulders come over your wrists. See if you can step your right foot up in between your hands. Maybe you have to pick up your right hand slightly to get your foot there. Maybe you can't do it at all and you have to come down onto all fours and get that foot there. It doesn't matter how you get there, just come into a low lunge on the other side. Again, I do have a video for stepping through, so I will also link that one down below as well. All these things just come with time and practice. Walk your hands back, start to straighten that right leg, toes point up to the ceiling. Remember, it doesn't matter if your leg is bent or straight here. Remember, those hips need to be parallel to the front, so make sure your right hip hasn't gone forward. Maybe you pull your left hip forward slightly. Let's re-bend into that right leg, plant the left hand. Right hand's gonna reach up towards the ceiling. Open the chest. Right hand comes back down. Tuck the left toes, come up off of the knee. Take a few rocks, rock it into your forward fold at the top of your mat, slight bend of the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the fingers, bend the knees, so you're coming into like a squat with your legs closed. Walk your hands backwards and just come and sit on your bum. Legs are gonna come out in front. Feet hips distance apart. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Reach wherever you can. That may be the mat, maybe your legs, maybe your feet. Really doesn't matter. Just reach forward. Looking towards your toes, try not to completely round the back here. Try to reach your chest forward. Couple breaths here. Walk your hands back up. Cross your legs. I'm going to roll over back to all fours. Now, if you can't roll over, that's fine. Just come back to all fours, however you can. We're going to place our elbows on the ground, about shoulder width apart. Tuck your toes under. And we're just going to move our knees as wide as they will go. If you are on a slippery surface like myself, your knees might slip a bit too far, so just be aware of that. Then look back and take your feet flat to the ground, so the insides of your feet are flat on the ground and they're in line with your knees. Make sure your hips are in line with your knees as well. So you've got this frog shape going on. And then if you are on a slippy surface, your knees are going to open up. So just make sure that you don't go too far. Go till you feel a slight stretch and then stop there. And then keep checking, make sure those ankles are in line with your knees. If you are on a surface like me, you can always turn the other way so that your knees are on the yoga mat. just to stop them slipping out a bit too far. And hold it here. Take a big inhale. Sigh it out through the mouth. Big inhale. Sigh it out. One more time. Big inhale. As you sigh it out, just feel some of the tension relief from the legs, from the bum muscles. And then push into your elbows so you take some of the weight off of your legs. Walk your knees back in. Toes together, knees as wide as a yoga mat, so a little bit wider than hips distance. Sit your hips back towards your feet. Arms come out in front, child's pose. Drop your head down. Big inhale through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. And this is where we're going to end our practice today. But let's just take a couple of breaths first. Long inhales, even longer exhales. Every time you inhale, feel the back of your chest up. Every time you exhale, see if you can get your chest, your belly, your body closer to the ground. And just notice what's going on in your mind. And you can stay here for as long as you'd like, but if you're ready, you're going to walk the hands back in, depending on how much time you've got today. Come to a seated position. Let's inhale, sweep the hands up, hands come together. As you exhale, hands come down to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today. I would love to know how you're feeling after this video, so leave me a comment down below. And if you enjoyed this class and would love to make yoga and this feeling a habit, then check out my 28-day yoga habit guide down below. It's 28 days of yoga classes that are only 5 minutes long, so they're nice and easy to fit in. And it's a great way to build a habit. You have to be repeating things constantly for them to stick. So 5 minutes a day is all it's going to take. So go and check out the description below, and I'll see you next time.